Hi everyone. So I wanted to give you a quick overview of our Canvas website for the lab and lecture. So for lab, so let's start off there. And for both actually, you'll only have home and grades on this left list of pages. Canvas Insights actually won't show you anything. As you can see here, it says you must be an instructor to use this functionality. This is designed for me to keep track of students, how well they're doing. Mostly I use this to make sure everybody's on track. If I notice you're not on track, I'll reach out and see what's going on, right? So mostly you'll be spending your time on the home page. So on the home page, you have different sections. These are called modules. And you have three initial sections that have information for you. You have tech support. So this is where I'll have some information on working with Microsoft Word, on Canvas. And keep in mind, you might want to close them if you're not using them. And they stay closed next time you come in. That way it's not cluttered. A module on APA and formatting resources, right? So here I will have some additional information on Microsoft Word, formatting in general. I'll be adding more information on APA formatting here as we go. And then a welcome section for the lab. Make sure you read through this. This is where I go over what the goal of this lab is and the different assignments for the lab. Then every week you're going to see a new module for that week. Now, because it's summer, we're going to be going pretty quickly, so keep that in mind. And we have 6 weeks in total to cover all the content. So yes, it's a lot, but you can do it. I've organized this in terms of videos and readings, as you can see here. So everything underneath that is related to videos and readings, and then assignments. So hopefully this makes it easier for you to visually see where to find everything. As you can see, for week 1, you have 2 lab activities you'll be working on. And when you have a paper due, it'll appear in this section for that week as well. On this right section, you'll have a to-do list. Now, your to-do list won't have all these items, so keep that in mind. But keep tabs of this, right? So this will help you keep on track. Remember what's due that week. Remember what's due soon. And then always you can click on the course calendar. And let's see if this works. It should list all the items due for the class. So here, for the first, we have these 2 lab activities. Let's go into June. So I clicked here. It should actually be here. And you can see everything that's due and its due date. Actually ignore this, I'll fix this. But just keep that in mind, right? You can go to the calendar to always get an overview of what's due. So let me go ahead and switch to the lecture Canvas website so you can see what that looks like. So I had to leave student view. Let me go back into student view. One thing I should note also is that you'll get announcements at the top of your Canvas page. So you'll get the emails and notifications if you have that enabled. So I would suggest having that enabled. But if you don't have that enabled, you'll still see the 2 most recent announcements at the top of each Canvas page. So you'll see the latest 2 here for the lecture Canvas page, and the latest 2 at the top of the lab Canvas page as well. So I'm not going to explain this. This is similar. This is similar. One thing I do want to point out is grades. So you can see here, there's no grades, right? We haven't graded anything, but you can click here and start entering hypothetical grades. And I'll give you an idea of what grade you would get in the class. Now, obviously, look at this. It's only 3 different assignments, right? There's no possible way you would get a C minus just for doing 3 assignments. So keep that in mind. Let me actually change this to a 3, right? There's no possible way you'd get an A in this class for just submitting 4 assignments and getting full points for that. So keep that in mind, right? This grade is based on what has been submitted so far. So out of what I've been graded for, or out of these 4 hypothetical scores, if I have 100%, then I have 100%, I have an A so far, right? Keep that in mind, so far. You don't have an A for the class yet. Just based on what you've submitted, you have an A. Now, let's say you want to go back to the original scores, you don't want to use the what if scores, click on this. Now, you don't have an F either, right? You just don't have a grade. So don't don't put too much weight on this. That's how you would use a grade page. Now let's go to home. Now it's similar but a little different than the lab Canvas website. So here I have some student resources for you, academic resources, mental health resources. I'll be updating these as I get updated information. If you notice anything is out of date here, please let me know. I have some technology tips. If you ever have a question related to technology, check here first, see if you can find the answer. I have a forum where you can ask questions. Please be helpful and help each other out if you see a question you're familiar with. If you don't find the answer here, don't hesitate to reach out to me either, right? Don't feel like you can't come to me. Don't feel like you have to know everything about how the technology works. Here I have a Canvas mod. I meant to say a welcome module. Here I have a Canvas welcome module. There you go. Make sure to read through this, right? This is important for you to understand the purpose of this class, especially the lecture component. And it gives you important information related to grading and introducing you to what this course is about. And here you have week 1, right? So yes, it is a lot, right? Keep in mind, we're trying to squeeze in more content than usual, but at the same time, I've cut out some chapters that we would normally cover during the semester. But it's still a lot, still doable. But this is going to be your main focus for these 6 weeks, right? This lecture and lab. And I would say think of them as 2 courses because essentially that's what they are, right? You have one writing course and one lecture course. So you can see here, I've told you what to read for this week. Read chapter 1, these pages. Read chapter 2, these pages. And then I don't have all the videos up yet, but you're going to have videos for chapter 1 and chapter 2. For each chapter, you'll have videos and content that I want you to look through. Here you have the assignments, the week 1 assignments. They're always going to be due on Monday. You have a discussion. You have a knowledge check per chapter. So if we cover 1 chapter that given week, it'll be only 1 knowledge check. You will have 1 activity. The first activity is you introducing yourself. Here's actually that same activity, just a direct link to Padlet, what we're using to do the introductions. And each week, I want to get your feedback. So I want your feedback regarding any questions you have regarding the content, what wasn't clear to you, and feedback regarding what I've provided for you that week in terms of content. What worked, what didn't work, what would you like to see more of, what would you like to see less of. So that's essentially the breakdown. Now it says week 6 here, you won't see that either by the time I finish. And you start, you're going to see each week as we go and as it's ready for you. So keep that in mind. With this class, you can't go ahead and finish on your own. You have to follow along with the class week by week.